So, hi everyone, my name is Pradeep. Today I am going to bring to your attention to a particular topic. The topic is very specific to the economy, and now this topic is known to everyone, but nobody cares for it. So, you can guess what could be the topic. So, without delay, let's get started. So, the topic name is inflation. So today I am going to explain you what is inflation, what are the types of inflations, causes of inflations, and how do we measure the inflations and what is the effect of the inflations in the economic and what is the current trend of the inflation rate in our current era. So that I am going to explain with you. So let me explain one by one. So first is what is inflation? So the inflation in India refers to the rate at which the general level of prices of goods or services rises over time. In simple term, I would say when inflation increases, that means you need more money to buy the same goods or services, right? For example, like the milk price increases from 50 to 55. Or similarly, I would say petrol price increases from 100 to 105. So here the 5 rupees additional cost is nothing but it is in the form of inflations. Okay, so now the question is how do you measure the inflations? So there are two measures generally are being used, which are being used in India. First is the consumer price index, second is your wholesale price index. So now the consumer price index means the measure of price changes from the consumer perspectives. That means it includes all the consumer durable goods or the FMCG products, especially the food items, your educations, your medical spends, your fuel or kind of clothes. These are part of your daily consumptions, right? Then second, I would say this is the primary inflation measure which is used by the RBI for policy decisions. Okay. Then moving on to the next, that is wholesale price index or the producer price index. The measure of price changes, from the consumer or from the wholesaler perspective or the producer level, right? And it tracks the I would say the bulk goods like fuel, your metals or kind of manufactured items or manufactured products. And this is more important for industry trends. So these are now two measures what I highlighted here. Then moving on to the next piece of discussion, that is the types of inflation in India. So generally we follow four types of inflations. So they are, first is your demand pull inflations. So demand pull in the sense that means when the demand exceeds your supply. That case I would say it is a demand pull inflation. Second, your cost push inflation. That means the cost of production or the production cost get increased due to the increase in the raw material cost or wages or other factors like overhead costs, right? Then the third is your core inflation. Core inflation in the sense the inflation in the other items except these food items and the fuels. Like these are the items which leads to the long run or long term inflations, especially long durables products, right? Then moving on to the next point, that is called food inflations. So food inflation in the sense when the price of the food items get increased due to the various factor, that time I would say it is a food inflation. So these are the major difference or the types of the inflations of what I highlighted here. Then moving on to the next piece of discussion, that is your causes of inflations. So there are different causes of inflations. but out of them I would highlight only the couple of causes which are majorly considered in India. But first is your price inflation. The price inflation in the sense price in the sense that is food inflations. The food inflation in the sense, as you know, India is the largest populated country in the world. So here the demand is more, that means the consumption is more, and the supply is sometimes less due to the various factors. Factors in the sense there may be one of the reason due to the monsoon season. Okay. Second, there may be huge demand but supply is less due to the natural calamity or kind of catastrophe. So because of that reason, the price may go up, right? Then second is your, I would say, first is your food, second is your fuel. Fuel prices in the sense, as you know, India imports the crude oil from outside India. When the crude oil price gets increased at international level or a global level, then the price also get impacted at local level, right? So that is the cause. Then third, I would say government policies. The government policies, there are various policies like your taxes, your I would say subsidies, then fiscal deficits. So these are the major factors. So when it comes to the taxes mainly it is GST. The GST is levied on all kind of products or the services, right? So except few items which are falling under the exemption categories. So that means when the GST is levied on a particular goods or services, then the final consumer, the end consumer is suffering the burden of the extra cost, right? Then second is subsidies. So there are certain items or the areas the government doesn't want to give or grant the subsidies, and because of that reason, that will impact to the the cost or the final consumer will suffer. And the physical deficit nothing but your budget or the planned versus actual. If you are spending more than that, then it will be over or it will be deficit positions, right? Then I would say the next point is the next cause is your supply chain. Supply chain in the sense your transportations and your storage. Due to the certain regions or kind of a huge production or the crops quantity, the volume of crops is that much, it is not suffice to manage or to place in a particular space, or due to the constraint of the storage space, that there may be issue in the transportation, there may be issue in the space. Because of that reason, the price may go up. So this is one of the cause. Then the last but not least is your rupee depreciation. So rupee depreciation in the sense when the rupee weakens, that means rupee weakens means your imports become more expensive, right? So as you know, now the conversion rate is going on $1 equal to 93 rupees. Then how cheap is the rupee? You can imagine. So because of that reason, we are imported goods, whatever we import from the outside India, that is getting impacted or that is become more expensive for us. So these are the major causes. Then coming to the last portion of my discussion, that is your effect of the inflations. There are two effects. One is positive effects, another one is a negative impact. The positive impact of the effect is when the inflation rate is very moderate or very minute impact on the economy. That means the rate is very small or the fluctuation is very small number, like 2%, 3%. In that case, what will happen? It encourages the spending or investments. Second, it would now support the economic growth. This is the positive impact. From negative side, I would say when the inflation rate is too high, then that time what will happen? It will reduces the purchasing power. Then there will be uncertainty. Then the poor economic growth. So these are the major impact on the economic that I can foresee. Okay. Then coming to the last part of the discussion, that is the trend. What is the current trend? The trend is in India, the annual inflation rate is it fluctuates between 4 to 7%. Okay, it depends on the product to product or price to like service to service, but it is limited within the 4% to 7%. 7%. That is 4 is your floor price, floor rate, or the 7 is the cap. In between it will fluctuates. So to substantiate this, I would not just give one example. For example, if the inflation rate is 6% in India per annum, that means if you have now the value of 1 lakh rupees today is equivalent to 94,000 in the next year. That means your purchasing power is getting reduced. So this is how it is. So this is now regarding the inflations, and a small information regarding the inflation, how does it impact on the economy. I hope you got a good amount of information in this context. So have a nice day. Thank you.